You're watching Iowa High School basketball here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Just a handful of days are remaining on the regular season, and we've got a fun CIML doubleheader coming your way. It's the Johnston Dragons taking on the Valley Tigers here at Cold Iron Fieldhouse inside of Valley High School. Alongside Chris Larson, I'm Hunter Phillips here on CISN.TV. And Chris, you know this being a former coach that, here we are nearing the midway point of February, and this is when you really want to start playing your best basketball because there's just, like I said, a handful of games remaining on the regular season before postseason basketball arrives.
100%, Hunter. And it's a fun time of year for everybody because we got two teams that are here, have won titles in the last couple years, and are ready to kind of put themselves in position to win another one this year. And so they're really thinking about how can we put those final touches on being the perfect team that we want to be. But then we have a couple other teams that, are maybe grinding their way through, but sometimes that can be refreshing this time of year because it's kind of like a new life, and they're like, hey, we only got to get hot for a couple weeks. And both of those teams have the capability to do that for a couple weeks.
Now, we get a treat tonight because we get to see the defending champions from both the girls and the boys side, and we'll start with the girls matchup. Top-ranked Johnston, 18-0, riding a 44-game win streak, taking on a Valley team that has struggled a bit this year here, Chris, with a 5-14 overall record. But Johnston right now, they are just clear above everybody. Dowling did give them a bit of a scare a couple weeks ago there at Dowling Catholic High School, but, man, the Dragons are just really good.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Obviously led by Jenica Lewis, who is an all-American type of player, right? She is a top 25 in the country. Been doing it for 4 years. She's phenomenal on both ends of the floor. I saw her last week, had some really phenomenal stats and some good showings. You know what that says? It says she's geared for the Dragons.
And meanwhile, for the Valley Tigers, this is a team that had to regroup a little bit, lost some big pieces from last year's team, most notably Elise Yeager, who's playing phenomenally up at Northern Iowa. But this is going to be a tough test again for the Tigers here. They're just trying to build confidence here towards the latter part of the regular season. Yeah,
but to their credit, let's throw records out the door. Up there are 14 losses, and I don't know the exact stats, but so many of them have come to top-end teams. And they've kept it competitive. I've seen them play a couple other times this year. They're really getting better. Now, the key for them against these really tough teams is they're going to be a little under-personed. But what they have to do is they have to take care of that basketball and make sure they don't give up the transition baskets. Hang around as long as you can and give yourself a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
Now, these two teams met just a couple of weeks ago with Johnston taking care of Valley in that one, 69-33. But it's round two here tonight at Valley High School. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll continue to get you all set up for tip-off here for this doubleheader on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa High School sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Getting closer and closer to tip-off here for the CIML doubleheader on the Central Iowa Sports Network. It features the Johnston Dragons and the Valley Tigers here at Bill Cold Iron Fieldhouse inside of Valley High School. And Chris, it's a good thing that we're getting this game in here tonight because we're going to have a little bit of snow coming our way tomorrow. So best to be able to get this one in here tonight. A number of schools are not going to be having class tomorrow, so certainly just when we had the warm weather, now we're reminded again, this is February, Iowa, and so we're going to get a little bit of snow here tomorrow.
These were my favorite nights back when I was coaching because you get to have the game, you get to have fun. The kids have a little bit extra energy, but then, you get a little extra sleep in the morning. So everyone's a little happier.
So Johnston and Valley squaring off again for the second time, but faced one another just a couple of weeks ago. And so, Chris, how does that factor into both of these games here where sometimes when you face that second team around, it's probably been a month or so, but the fact that it's only been just a few weeks, the familiarity factor is certainly there for these two matchups.
Yeah, 100%. And let's be honest, when you got records like these two teams have, it's going to play with the psyche. But if you're on Valley's sideline, you're just trying to figure out a game plan that can keep you in it for a while. Get to the second half where you want to make Johnston start thinking about that, put losing into their head, right? And on the flip side, if you're on the Johnston sideline, you want to come out and you want to, it's kind of like that boxer who comes running right out into the center of the ring, like, let's get that fight going right away. So that'll be kind of the battle to watch early between the two sidelines.
So Johnston, again, the top team in Class 5A, defending state champions. The Valley Tigers were at the state tournament last year, but a lot of young new faces, also some veterans as well. And hoping to, again, kind of challenge a Johnston team that has been put on the ropes a few times, especially on the road. And so it will be an intriguing matchup. And again, it'll be followed up by the boys' side of things, where we'll have the defending state champions, the Valley Tigers, number 2 in Class 4A, taking on the Johnston Dragons. That game was decided by 1 point just a few weeks ago. So setting up for some fun hoops here on this Tuesday, here as we're nearing the end of the regular season. So we'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll meet the starters for tonight's first game and then tip-off of CIML basketball here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
For Johnston, number 14, Ari Phillips. And for Valley, number 3, Carrie Rose. For the Dragons, number 20, Dea Phillips. And for the Tigers, number 4, Bailey Utah. For the Johnston Dragons, number 22, Kelly Caldwell. And for the Valley Tigers, number 11, Tylee White. And for the Dragons, number 42, Amani Jenkins. And for Valley, number 12, Avery Moon. Dragons are led by head coach Chad Gillick, and the assistant coaches are Brad Buchan and Christine Wolford. Tigers are led by head coach Matt Utoff, and the assistant coaches are Ashley Adams, Jacob Cleveland, and Afton Briggs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise and remove your headwear as we honor our country and those who serve to protect us with the playing of our.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa High School sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game. So it is the Johnston Dragons and the Valley Tigers here from Valley High School. Alongside Chris Larson, I'm Hunter Phillips. Glad to have you with us here for a little late regular season hoops.
So what, both these girls' teams, just game tonight and a game on Friday, and then probably hit the tournament. I'm guessing Valley probably plays beginning of next week and Johnston at the end.
Just, it seems like the other week, Chris, we were in week 2 calling games.
Isn't that nuts?
In fact, we were at Waukee Northwest when Valley paid a visit there to the Wolves Den, and we're talking about how to manage things in November and then leading into the Christmas holiday. But here we are on the doorstep of Valentine's Day.
Such a fun time of year if you're a basketball fan, especially. I always feel like high school hoops gets to kind of kick it all off, right? You start it off, and then you realize it's the end of March and you're celebrating March Madness and all of the college game. But a lot of fun here over the next couple weeks.
So the Johnston Dragons, the top team in Class 5A, holding a perfect 18-0 record. The Valley Tigers 5-14. And away we go. So not the kind of start that you normally are accustomed to, but Johnston will have the opening possession.
one of my favorite refs, Chris Lynch, on that call, and he almost blew that almost a little bit like, sorry guys, I got to call this. It's a violation. Let's play ball.
So here are the Dragons. Just a versatile and balanced offensive team. There in the lane, how about the strong defense by Tylee White, ripping it away from the Dragons.
Really good gap defense there by Valley to start it off, and Johnston will also be in man-to-man.
Handling the ball is Avery Moon up top. The three is buried by Ashley Brown, and the Tigers strike first.
There's the start that they're looking for. Knock down a perimeter jump shot, see if they can't get a couple stops on D.
Brown averaging 7 points per game, 32.5% three-point shooter.
What you see, you got pretty basic man-to-man for everybody else, but then Carrie Rose is out there face guarding Jenica Lewis, so they're really clogging up the paint. It's not really a box and one, but it's a sagging four-man zone, or man-to-man, and then one girl face guarding. Another stop.
One and done trip for the Dragons. Back to work are the Tigers, averaging just under 50 points per game.
Got to take care of that ball if you're Valley right now. Want to get shots every possession.
Off the handoff, here's Rose for three, in and out. Ball out of bounds, last off of Avery Moon. So the Dragons here will try to get their first points on the board after coming up empty their first two times down the floor.
You know, I've heard some coaches refer to it as the best defense you can play is good offense, and that's because you don't give up any runouts. They want to play 5-on-5. They've had nice few possessions here when they're playing 5-on-5. Let's see what they can do here.
Another bobble and a steal by Valley. So two turnovers here early by the Dragons. Ashley Brown almost got tied up. Here's a deep three by White and nails it.
Valley three-pointer number 11, Tylee White.
Tylee White showing off the distance, averaging 14 points per game. Skying up for the board is Ashley Brown. Ball gets loose in transition, and it will go over to Johnston.
I think Coach Uthoff was a little bit like, you know what, we've gotten 3 stops in a row. Let's just make sure we value the basketball. So far, the scheme defensively has given Johnston a little bit of problems. We'll see if they can't figure it out.
Dialing up their first three on the night. That one doesn't fall for Amani Jenkins.
And here's what Johnston wants to do, right? We talked about this. They're going to pressure up the floor. They want their defense to lead the offense for them. Right now, the Valley has really got the pace that they want in this game.
Early 6-0 lead here for Valley. Carrie Rose. A couple of dribble handoffs up at the top. Uthoff here in the corner. Uthoff will drive, stop on the block, and then it's picked off by Jenkins. Jenkins can cover so much ground defensively. Jenica Lewis. Bounce down low and a good reversal.
Trying to basket number 22, Kelly Paul.
Really nice pass by Lewis on that, and a good cut as well.
Kelly Kalb averaging 8 points per game, just a freshman for this Johnston team. And there's another turnover that leads to a basket for Johnston. And a timeout's going to be called here by Coach Uthoff and the Valley Tigers.
You can see that, right? That was a good example of what we were just talking about. It's offense and taking care of the basketball, just getting shots. It doesn't even have to be makes, because you can get back in transition way easier after a missed shot than you can after a turnover. And so the biggest part, their defense when it's 5-on-5 has been good so far, but they got to make sure to take care of the basketball and not let Johnston get those easy run-out layups, because that's what they thrive on.
So Valley was able to throw the first punches, knocking down 2 threes, but since Johnston has been able to battle back on their own. Again, we'll apply pressure here on the Tigers. Ashley Brown got the night started in scoring. Jenkins way up there defensively. Rose. Back out to Brown for another three. That one's short. Rebound there from Nia Phillips. Lewis. Off the window, no, but gets her own miss. No look to the corner. Cal for three. Can't get that one to drop. Boy, multiple opportunities here for the Dragons, and they'll get the ball underneath.
Those are some of those little things, right? You can't give them 4 shots on a possession. They're hard enough to beat as it is. But at the same time, I like it out of Johnston to attack. That's one way to get yourselves going.
Get our first foul of the contest. That's going to go against Tylee White. Talented sophomore for the Tigers.
Tough matchup for her inside there on Jenkins.
Now here's Jenkins. Dribbles it off her sneaker. And White picks it up. Taking it all the way. Almost got the finish with the foul, but Tylee White will walk up to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
A really good start for her. Got the steal. I like the aggressiveness there in transition and gets to the foul line.
Tylee White was the only Valley Tiger to score in double figures against Johnston, had 14 points. Also had 9 turnovers there in that contest with Johnston just a couple weeks ago. And White goes 2 for 2. Now Johnston will go to its bench. One of its seniors, Sydney Pullman. Her and her sister Ruby in their final year for the Dragons. The third of the triplets, Quinn, she is in attendance as well. And Allison Pullman, the head coach for Drake University, had practice a little bit later this afternoon, and she is on her way as well. We have a foul here on the other side.
Get to get out and be a fan before she gets on the road, huh?
Yeah, they'll be heading out to Murray State and Belmont next week. Jenkins at the stripe here for Johnston. As a team, the Dragons are shooting 64.5% from the line. But Valley's still in front. Across the midway point here in this first quarter. White, quick three. Doesn't get that one to fall, and rebound picked up by Pullman. Going right up. It's going to be a turnover on Phillips.
Yeah, a little bit kind of on that jump stop. She kind of drug her pivot foot, and a good call by the ref.
So 2 sets of sisters on this Johnston team. Carrie Rose. Now Jutoff going off the screen. Here's an open look for Rose, and she buries it.
They're doing a nice job of getting that ball reversed side to side early. Got a timeout, Johnston.
3 triples made by the Tigers here in this first quarter, and Coach Chad Gillick wants to talk things over to his team that face an early 5-point deficit here with just over 2.5 minutes remaining. And you could see that right there in the huddle, Chris, that just wants to regroup his team, not liking the open looks that Valley has had on their end of the floor.
Yeah, it's really hard this time of year, right? Especially when you have the record that Johnston has had. But you can see it's sometimes hard to keep them motivated, especially on the defensive end. And let's be honest, they're an excellent team, but their first quarter of defense has not been great so far tonight.
Been late on the closeouts. So both teams have burned one timeout here in the opening quarter. Going up, strong hands by Ari Phillips. And Utah was trying to
Foul on the Tigers, number 4, Bailey Utah.
get the tie up.
Personal foul, third team foul against the Tigers.
So here's Phillips at the line.
Ari Phillips
Makes the first.
for the Dragons.
49% free throw shooter on the season.
Olivia Adams.
Averaging just under 8 points per game.
Her dad was quite a player back in the day.
The lineage, it's just fun to see. And here is Jenica Lewis getting right after it. Count it.
Speaking of a heck of a player, right on cue.
10, Jenica Lewis.
Just took it right at center court and then won the foot race and got the layup. The hoop and the harm for one of the best players that you will see here in the state of Iowa.
I like that too. You know, the timeout was called, a little bit of a challenge in the huddle, and it's fine if you're going to get mad when you get challenged, but then come out and prove it on the floor, and Jenica did with the steal and the chance at a three-point play.
Well, she had 6 steals against the Tigers in the last meeting to go with her 12 points. Armani Jenkins had 29 in that game. So it was a 5-point lead for the Tigers, down to 1. 2 to play here in our first quarter. Fun start, and it continues. Ashley Brown with her second tray.
How about that? It's raining threes here at Valley High School tonight.
The advantage of being on your home court. Valley was 5 for 21 from beyond the arc against Johnston in the last meeting. Jenkins gets stopped.
Nice defense there by Rose.
Lewis deep three. Off
Good
the mark.
box out.
And transition, White with the catch. Covered up
Good
by
choice.
Lewis.
Maybe not.
Brown saved it from going to across the half-court line, but ball goes out of bounds. Just great effort we have seen from both of these teams in moments here in this first quarter.
I'd like to see Johnston get a little more movement here. And there's a good cut.
Jenkins barrels her way into the lane, and an offensive foul.
And let's give Valley some credit. They're really clogging up that lane, right? They're out there face guarding Jenica Lewis, but everybody else is engaged on the weak side. They were ready there for taking the charge. That's just good man-to-man defense there by Valley.
Kelly Call will check in for Jenkins. And you could tell that that's definitely the emphasis, Chris, for Coach Utah. Had a big game against the Tigers last time around. Placing a bigger emphasis, especially in the post. Cal got her hands on it.
I like this from Johnston. That's what I would like to see them do. Pick up the pressure a little bit defensively. Don't worry about what's going on the offensive end. If they get out and play defense like they can, that's going to lead to good offense.
So we've really seen them put a little more pressure on the ball handlers for the Tigers, and you could hear Matt Utah helping out Olivia Adams, who was pinned there right in front of the Johnston bench. But he has to be certainly pleased with the effort from his team. Even when Johnston has had their many runs, they have been able to have the answers.
Yeah, it's really been, you couldn't ask for much better of a start if you're Valley, right? We talked about this. Sometimes if you can get off to a start like that, you keep it flowing and then get in the back of the heads of Johnston that, oh my gosh, is this the night that we stub our toe and we lose a game? There's the defense.
Just getting it in. Here's Brown, who's had a very strong first quarter, 6 points. Shot clock winding down. Runner in the lane. Doesn't get the touch, but she gets her own rebound. There's some contact, but Johnston rips the ball away, getting the stuff down low. Lewis, tough drive in the lane, and she gets the finish.
So strong, right? She's so skilled and so strong. See, Valley's going to hold for one now. They'd be more than happy to have a 2-point lead at the quarter break. Yep.
Pair of Dragons went there to cover on Brown. White Back to Brown. Final seconds. Here's a corner three by Adams. Doesn't fall. And that'll put a close to our first quarter of action here at West Des Moines Valley High School, where the Tigers lead the Dragons 14-12 after one. We'll be back with the second quarter after this on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Chevy Red Tag event is going on now here at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa. New Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 1.9% for 60 months, plus up to $87.50 off MSRP. New Chevy and GMC HDs with 5.9% for 84 months. Get a new 2025 Trailblazer starting at $339 per month. And new Chevy and GMC electric vehicles with special rates. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa.
It's hard to stop a train.
Trapping sometimes.
After one quarter of play here at Valley High School, the Valley Tigers lead the Johnston Dragons 14-12. Chris Larson, Hunter Phillips on hand. Glad to have you with us. And Chris, if you're the Valley Tigers, just the first quarter you really needed here to establish things early on.
I think we had a shot clock issue. 100%. I was kind of going to tell you, I was anticipating maybe Johnston coming out and doing some form of trap, get it going a little bit, get everybody moving, but nothing there. They're really letting Valley kind of dictate the tempo of the game right now, and Valley's doing a great job executing their game plan.
Valley scored the first 6 points of the game and have not relinquished the lead since. But they cough it up here. Phillips with the steal. Deep three from Lewis. Can't get it to fall. Chased down by Moon.
Yeah, they definitely have found something. They must not think that they must have spotted something in the transition defense, because they're sending somebody out each time, and they're really trying to get some of those easy runouts. But really, thus far, it's been the half-court defense by West Des Moines Valley. Nothing changing. Face guarding Jenica Lewis. Everybody else is just in that good sagging gap integrity man-to-man, and they're executing it really well.
Lewis had 5 points there in the first quarter, gives it up. Now she'll go cross court. Trying to find Jenkins underneath, but the Tigers knock it away with Ashley Brown.
Yeah, how about that? Getting around to the front, using their quickness, playing as a team. Really, really good team defense right there.
Jenkins gives it back up, and the floater rolls out. Rodaya Phillips.
Ooh, there she was. Yep.
Utah. White and Brown had active first quarters. Moon just off target. Cal leads the fast break here for Johnston. Here is Lewis, Jenkins. 2 offensive fouls called against her here in this first half.
Following Johnston's number 4.
Got a jump stop there. You can't get moving too fast. They're playing that gap defense, so there's going to be somebody waiting for you in the paint. Got to make sure to use your jump stop.
Just sense a little bit of frustration on the senior. She'll remain out there for the Dragons. White. Brown. Will tack off the dribble, but Cal with active hands. Good help defense. It rolls here out of bounds and will remain with Valley.
Got 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Again, I think they'll be looking for some dribble penetration and kick, hoping to get an open look for one of their three-point shooters.
Breaking it up as Cal
there you go.
Rose for 3.
Good look.
And Jenkins, almost got picked off by Valley.
The ball is just sticking a little bit right now with Johnston, I would say. The ball movement's not real crisp.
Lewis receives a screen but gets bottled up. Nothing there for Jenkins underneath. Driving down the lane and getting it off the window and down. Ari Phillips.
Take by Ari, get herself in the lane. She used that jump stop, right?
She's got 5 points. So now Jenkins with the steal. Cowell takes it the other way, and Johnston is in front for the first time tonight.
It's those we called them pick sixes back in the day, and you can't have those runouts for layups.
Here's another run out. This time it's Lewis. Valley was quick enough. And then they're able to come up with the steal of their own. Rose, 3. Short again. Cowell, what a second quarter she's had on both ends, coming up with a rebound.
Good looking freshman.
3 on the way. Off there from Jenkins, and Haley Utoff is there for the board. 4.5 to go here in this first half. Valley has yet to score here in this second quarter.
But Utoff was begging his team to slow down and get a better possession. Did not want to get into a running match. But here's another one of those pick sixes, right?
Ari Phillips, end-to-end for a layup. So a run here by Johnston. 6-0 here in the second quarter, and a timeout is going to be called by the Valley Tigers, and we will take one as well on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
6-0 run for Johnston here through almost one half of the second quarter. And the Dragons up 18-14 on Valley. And this is where Johnston, even when they may not be playing like themselves in one quarter, they just go back to defense. And that defense has created a lot of offense here. And Valley needed to call a timeout.
Yeah, you know, and that we were saying, sometimes your best defense is good offense. And in Valley's case, that's just, they're doing a great job in their half-court defense, but when they get those turnovers that lead to direct layups, there's no way to defend that. And so they got to take care of the basketball if they're going to hang around in this game.
See what the Tigers have drawn up. Jenna Fuller out there for the first time here tonight, a freshman. Utoff finds Fuller, nice crossover, but couldn't quite get away from Dia Phillips. Calb for 3. Shy, but Lewis with another offensive rebound. Another try for Calb, in and out.
Good battle out there.
Both teams trading it, but the Tigers swipe it. Olivia Adams over to Utoff in the corner. Tigers led after the first quarter, 14-12. White, corner 3, knocks it down.
Three-pointer number 11, Tylee White.
Really good drive, good dish there. Needed that. Gets them back into their defensive set. Ooh.
Utoff with a good play there. High post, Lewis. Double team as Fuller jumps in.
Timeout Dragons.
And Johnston was able to get a timeout in. So mixing up some things there defensively, Chris, when Jenica Lewis had the ball. So the Tigers really scrappy here in this first half.
Just and I'm so impressed. That's one of the things, though, people don't understand. Like, you have this great team who's won all these state titles, you know, a couple state titles in the last couple of years. Ridiculous record over the last couple of years, right? But one thing that happens is everybody knows your personnel really well, and that just becomes a real advantage for other teams because it's easy to get their attention when you're talking about guarding Jenica Lewis, right? And so far, Valley's done such a nice job. That time they came off, they doubled her to try and make her get rid of the basketball, and they're executing their defense to just really perfection. You take away those runouts, and they probably only have 10 points in half-court offense right now.
So Johnston, have to remember how much time is on the shot clock here when they started this possession.
Oh,
Avery Moon closing the doors shut on the Dragons down low, but will remain Johnston ball, but just 4 seconds for the Dragons to work with.
See if Johnston was able to identify that.
Kalb back
Good
down
deep.
low, and boy, nothing in the low mid post here for Johnston. Moon going the other way, and Phillips with the denial. And that was last off of Jenica Lewis, and so Valley will have it on their end of the court.
Both teams a little sloppy there, right? And it's funny because you can see both coaches just like begging their kids, and that's where it gets tough this time of year. But they're really begging their kids, like, come on, take care of the basketball, do those little things.
Utah. Now here's Fuller. White for 3. Online, but too strong. He's made a 3 through the first 2 quarters of this one. 2 minutes to play until the intermission. Fun start here to this doubleheader between Johnston and Valley. Jenica Lewis all got stripped by the Tigers. Last off of them as it rolled out.
Yeah, the freshman Jenna Fuller with the strip right there. And again, there's a little excitement for her, right? That's where she wants to be in a few years, is to be one of those senior stars, and she's having a fun time out there tonight guarding the Johnston star.
Jenica Lewis, step back. Johnston, that is one thing. They've been able to bring in many of the offensive rebounds, but the Tigers, their credit, maintaining tough defense. Fuller driving in.
And
count it. There for Jenna Fuller.
How about that from the freshman? Talking about having fun out there. She just kind of put her head down and went right in, was able to knock it down, and gets the free throw.
Well, you can't have Valley girls basketball without a Fuller out there on the floor. The youngest of 4 completes the and 1. Sister Whitney, who's the oldest, as well as Shay, they're in attendance. And Hannah lives down in Kansas City.
Fun to watch the growth and development of these kids, too. Very nice step-back jumper by Phillips.
It's tied up at 20.
Johnston plays, or if Valley plays this right, they should get a 2-for-1 here. Again, I'd like to see Johnston get up and pressure the ball a little bit more, use their athleticism to their advantage.
Off-balance floater off there from Addison Adams. Lewis 3. No. About a 10-second differential between the shot and game clock. Pullman lets one fly. And we'll have a tie-up. We'll remain here with Johnston.
Really quick moving, first half. Not many fouls called.
Re-entering for the Tigers, number 12, Avery Moon.
And sometimes when, again, there aren't that many stoppages, that's where, if you can keep your turnovers at a minimum because of the fast pace of the game. Pullman goes to Phillips. Johnston took the lead briefly here midway through the second quarter, but the Tigers have battled back. Phillips goes right in, and it's going to stay Dragon basketball, but still just 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Yes, they got to identify. There's a little difference between shot and game clock, right? So
Jenkins. Nice fadeaway there in the low post. Brown will let that one fly, doesn't go, and That'll take us to halftime here at Valley High School. Top-ranked Johnston Dragons will take a 2-point lead into the locker room, 22-20 here against the Valley Tigers. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll recap the action from the first half with our halftime report. This here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals. So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We are at halftime here at Valley High School in West Des Moines for game one of our doubleheader. Got a good half of action here between Johnston and Valley, with the Dragons leading 22-20. Alongside Chris Larson, I'm Hunter Phillips. And Chris, how about this start for the Valley Tigers? It really all began in the first quarter where they led 14-12. They scored the first 6 points. They had to regroup themselves a little bit there in the first and second quarters, but bounced back nicely. Meanwhile, for Johnston, boy, their points, they have been hard to come by, and give them credit because of getting second, third, fourth, sometimes fifth chance opportunities there with the offensive glass. But man, what a battle we've had here so far.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it out front, the game plan, the recipe for Valley to be successful here, and they've done everything right? You take away, I would say, I think there's been 3 or 4 run-out layups, and if you take those away,
run.
Yeah, 6-0 run, and it was all just not taking care of the ball, being a little careless. They got to execute perfectly in the second half to keep it up. And if you're Johnston, you just got to come out and you got to pick up the pressure defensively. Half-court offense, I think it's a fair matchup back there. But what they should be able to do is really pick up the defensive intensity and get those easy layups. Right now, Valley's not letting them do that, so we got a ball game.
So Ari Phillips led the way in scoring in the first half for Johnston with 9 points, and Tylee White led the way for Valley with 11, but also got sparks from Ashley Brown, who had 6 points, and were able to knock down some threes there in the first quarter to just get that confidence built early on. But it is Johnston ahead by 2 here at the break, 22-20. We'll step aside for another timeout. When we come back, we'll continue to get you ready for what is sure to be a fun second half. It'll be here in just a few minutes on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Save big this month on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond CDJR Ames. New Jeep Wagoneers with up to $13,000 off MSRP, or get up to $16,000 off MSRP if you currently own a Ford. Brand new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab 4x4 starting at only $42,990, and over 20% off on new Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4s. That's right, over 20% off. Save big here at the all-new DeArmond CDJR Ames.
It's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home, or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today. 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
At the intermission, here at the Bill Cold Iron Fieldhouse inside of Valley High School, Johnston Dragons, the top team in Class 5A, defending state champions, with a tough battle on their hands against the Valley Tigers, 22-20. Dragons over the Tigers here as we're just about 2.5 minutes away from our second half getting underway. And so, Chris, turning over to you from the coach's side of things, wonder what the message is to both teams, where you feel like Johnston, yes, you do have the lead, and it has to feel good knowing that you have not been able to play your best brand of basketball. But on the flip side for Valley, they have to feel very much motivated here, as they are definitely within striking distance, trading the lead with Johnston here in this first half.
We'll start in the Johnston, the champion locker room. And right now, if I'm talking to them, I'm telling them, listen, players play the game of basketball, right? Like, this is about you guys. This is about your legacy, and they, to be fair, I think they looked a little bit like a board basketball team out there, right? Like they just we're not probably playing to where their full capability is. So you challenge them and you say, hey, get out. We got to play harder. We got to execute better. We got to have more energy in all aspects. If you're in the Valley, you just talk about the first possession of the second half, right? You say, let's start off with one good possession. They get the ball to start the second half, and you say, let's run our best set. Let's get a good look to start it, and then get back and play good defense. Make sure we're taking care of the basketball. And you want that first 3-4 minutes to go your way. And like I said, if we can get to the fourth quarter, if you're sitting there in Valley's locker room and say, get to the fourth quarter, make them start thinking. You know, they got a ridiculous win streak going on. Make them start putting the possibility of losing in their head.
So it'll be fun to see how it all plays out. The last time they met a few weeks ago, the game was decided by over 30 points, but this has the makings of going to come down to the wire.
I've seen that so many times, you know, and you watch enough basketball, and I know you can probably give examples in the MVC as well, where a team goes and can beat a team by a big margin, 30 points, and then they get together again a couple weeks later. That's what makes this game so unique, right? Like, and so fun, because you think you know what's going to happen coming into a game, and oftentimes you have no idea.
And just as like we talked about beforehand, with the urgency there as you're getting ready for postseason basketball, important just to be able to be playing right at your best and to ascend at the right time. So after an exciting first half, tied multiple times, and both teams exchanged the lead, we'll see who will take this first game of our doubleheader. Again, the boys matchup will come up shortly after the conclusion of game number 1.
1-4 high set. They're running a little set play, trying to get an easy basket. Good job. Johnston also tried to run and double team there to get some energy on the defensive end. There you go again.
Close out by Jenkins. Rose had a number of good looks from distance in the first half. And there's the turnover. White disrupts. Lewis catch and shoot 3. Knocks it down.
A really good find that time by Phillips. Didn't force up a shot, right? Got herself under control and then was able to find Lewis. And that's a big first possession for Johnston. I'd like to see him keep up that defensive pressure and see if they can't get more transition opportunities.
First 3 on the night for Lewis. She's got 8 points. Another player they'll try to get involved more too is Jenkins, who had 2 fouls to just 2 points. Ashley Brown trying to make something happen. The points in the paint have really been hard to come by for both sides. Ari Phillips over to Jenkins. She's feeling it. Way downtown for her second consecutive tray.
Yeah, that's one way to get yourself going, right? Knock down 2 25-footers.
Jenica Lewis now with 11. Ashley Brown staying outside the arc are the Tigers. Largest deficit tonight of 8 points. Brown going up. Nothing easy for the Tigers down low, but it will be their ball still. Brown has to get in quickly. That's caught by Moon. Shot clock is at 6 here for Valley.
Oh, there we go.
Rose with an opening. Can't get the 3 to fall. And now Johnston working in transition. Lewis feeds to Caleb and her 3. Misfired. That's been a big difference tonight, Chris. The offensive rebounding for Johnston. Jenkins, good feed. Ari Phillips dumps it in.
Going to get a timeout there. A quick 8-0 run to start the second half.
So the Johnston Dragons off to a roaring start here to the second half. They lead by 10 here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
An 8-0 Johnston run here to start this third quarter causes Matt Utoff to call a timeout here with just under 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And it was Jenica Lewis, Chris, that was able to knock down a few threes just to get the team going. And meanwhile, Valley has been really stagnant offensively, but give credit where credit's due in that Johnston defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Johnston kind of got things going. Jenica Lewis, their leader, their All-State, All-American kind of took it upon herself, knocked down a couple threes. That's part of the game, too. Valley's got to get a good possession right here because they can't dig themselves much of a hole.
Ashley Brown made 2 threes in the first half. Comes up empty. Johnston with the ball in the 10-point lead, their largest of the night. Johnston trailed by as many as 6 points back in the first quarter. Couldn't link up with Jenkins there in the low block. So Valley, to their credit, they have really limited Jenkins from a scoring standpoint. Foul here on the top that will go against Adaya Phillips.
Adaya Phillips, her first personal foul, first team foul in the third quarter.
Got to find a way to generate some offense. There comes the pressure by Johnston. Good job by Valley to handling the basketball, taking care of it. Okay.
So here's Utah. Rose from the corner. Tigers still searching for that elusive first bucket here of this third quarter. Jenkins barreling down the lane. Just been one of those nights. Brown and White trying to ignite the Tigers. That'll be third foul against Jenkins.
Foul on Johnston's number 42, Amani Jenkins, her third personal foul, second team foul.
Really the only player that's in foul trouble. Did not see many fouls in the first half.
Got to be thoughtful on that.
Avery Moon connects with Brown, and her three is knocked down.
Needed that. Good dribble penetration. Good kick by Moon, I believe.
Lewis.
Double team.
Pressure, but still was able to connect with Thea Phillips.
Gotta get rid of it. Oh, good job.
Working across the timeline. Dangerous cross-court pass that gets swatted away by Lewis.
It's where that length and athleticism comes in, right? It really makes it hard to make that cross-court pass.
Checking in for the Dragons is number 4, Sydney Pullman.
So Sydney Pullman will check back in for Johnston. Daya Phillips will check out. Calb got the steal, and then a foul afterwards. Go against the Tigers. Just the first team foul in Valley here in the quarter.
Kind of weird energy, isn't it? I mean, you'd think being a game where they have the number 1 ranked team, on the ropes a little bit, but there's not much energy. The band's trying to get it going over there. they were feeling it too.
Lewis, she's been feeling it from beyond the arc, has made 2 threes here in the quarter, but she'll get a chance for a 3-point play here.
Good pass that time by, I think it was Ari Phillips, and, nice job of being patient. Sometimes when you get that ball in that post area, it's really, you just want to get the shot up, and she was really patient, waited for Jenica to cut, and made a nice pass.
And Lewis with a really big third quarter, 9 points here in the frame for one of the biggest stars here in the state. But the Tigers get a 3 from their hottest shooter of the night, Ashley Brown. Her 4th made 3. Lewis just determined, and she gets fouled once again.
I think you saw her explosiveness that time, right? She just a little head fake look at the rim and then exploded off and got the contact, going to get to the foul line.
Lewis's first free throw is swished in. 90% free throw shooter this season. She doesn't miss many. Came into this game Only missing 3 on the season, 27 of 30.
Kind of strange she hasn't gotten to the line more.
Especially with what we've seen here tonight. Utah step back. Tigers have made their last set of threes and will remain here with Valley. 2:45 remaining here in the third quarter. Or actually, it will be Johnston basketball. Dragons lead by 9. They were up by 2 to enter the second half, but then built the lead to 10. That'll be the 4th-team foul here on Valley.
Foul on Valley's number 0, Ashley Brown, her second personal foul. 4th-team foul of the quarter.
I feel like that's a little bit of Johnston's MO, right? They have so much talent. They can just kind of. It's not that they're lulling anyone to sleep, but it's kind of a bit of a take it nice and easy, and they've grown this lead out to 9, possibly 10.
Jenna Fuller will be in for the first time here in the second half. How about Kalb?
Good hustle. Good hustle.
Timeout by Johnston. Been pretty impressed with this freshman for the Dragons.
Yeah, very, she's got nice length. I just took a look here, Hunter. One thing that's kind of interesting, we talked about this time of year, you start getting kind of, one thing I noticed between the Phillips sisters, Ari is only shooting 49% and Daya's at 16% from the free throw line. That could be, when you're looking for just little chinks in your armor to knock off the champ, that's just something that, I'm sure if there's some opposing coaches kind of dig into that and just kind of keeping that in the back of their head.
Well, especially when you look at a player like Ari Phillips, who leads the team in free throws attempted with 53 coming in.
Right. So they're getting there. She is. Obviously, Jenkins and Lewis do a really good job from the free throw line. Good use of the timeout there by Coach Jillick, I would say. Just feels like big possessions. It feels like they're starting to create some separation. I like that he didn't just give away the possession.
Lewis off the exchange. Phillips from the top, step back, and she gets the shooter's touch.
That's what they do really well. They get into that paint, their mid-range shots, really nice.
She now has 13 for the Dragons. Jenica Lewis leading the way with 16 points. Lewis.
Good pass.
Good give to Cal, but Tylee White with the block. White having to fend off a set of Dragons. Moon saves it from going out, but Pullman is there to get the loose ball. So Johnston getting the takeaway, leading by 11. Lewis, great find to Kalb, and she finishes.
Yeah, good cut, good pass there. You can tell she's got a lot of talent. She's going to be a really good player.
Kalb with 6 points, but has impacted the game in many areas. White with a step back 3. Lewis steps on the gas. And another young Dragon gets involved.
She really makes the game look easy, though. She does a nice job seeing the floor. Great job, not forcing things. Really smooth player is Jenica Lewis.
Not only a terrific scorer, defender, but distributor. We've seen here the last few trips down the floor for Johnston, who's really put together an impressive third quarter. Again, this was just a 2-point ball game entering this second half. Lewis. And another finish
nice
there from
finish.
Andronak.
Another assist there for Lewis as well.
Lewis gets the steal. And before she was able to give it up, travel here will be called against Jenica Lewis, and Valley will try to get some points on the board here before the end of the third quarter. Ruby Pullman in for the first time tonight for Johnston. Brown gets denied. And Johnston, with a terrific third quarter on both ends, will take a comfortable lead into the fourth and final quarter, which we'll have next here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
3 quarters down, one more to go here for game one of our doubleheader here on this Tuesday night. So just a handful of games remaining on the regular season. Johnston in control 43-26 over the Valley Tigers. It will be Rose that will start off this fourth quarter with a 3 alongside Chris Larson. Hunter Phillips here on board with you, and as we'll see a foul here going against the Tigers as Jenkins was driving. Johnston scored 22 points there in the first half. In the third quarter, they put up 21.
Yeah, they find their groove, and a lot of it had to do with Jenica Lewis, right? She came out and knocked down a couple threes early. She got aggressive going to the hoop, and then she made a few really beautiful assists to set up her teammates there to end the quarter.
And even if it's an off night for a player like Monty Jenkins, still, this Johnston team has so many great pieces. But it all starts with Jenica Lewis. Jenkins, future Virginia Tech Hokie, makes both.
She's going to be a Hokie. I don't know.
Tigers have shot a lot of threes tonight. They were able to get them to fall, especially in the first quarter, but not quite at the same level of success here in the second half.
Yeah, you know, and we said things were going to have to continue to go the right way for them to finish this off. And they just haven't quite made, you know, they made a lot of shots early, and they just haven't made quite as many shots in the second half.
Valley led after the first quarter, 14-12. They had a low-scoring second quarter. Both teams trading the lead in multiple ties, with Johnston leading by 2 at halftime.
There you go.
Called on the reversal.
Got really long arms, does she, for a freshman. You can tell she's going to really grow into having a great basketball body.
And it really worked there, where she just had to pick up the ball and just stay calm throughout that. Yeah. And second time she has got a reversal layup in. Has 8 points tonight. Utah threads the needle. Rose near corner 3. Not there, but she will go to the line to shoot 3.
Let's compliment Utah right there, though. You know, that is something that I really like to see. You know, she is probably, I mean, you know, she didn't love the look she had at 3, and sometimes the shots you don't shoot set up to be the best possessions, right? She didn't love the look she had, so instead of forcing it up there, because she could have fired it up there and taken a chance, but she dropped the pass off, which led to the pass where Rose got fouled on a 3.
A tough night shooting for Carrie Rose.
Normally a good free throw shooter. There you go.
Makes 1 of 3. Seven points for Rose tonight. The lead is 17 for the Johnston Dragons. Phillips from the corner. Just amazing. Kolba's nearing 10 rebounds. Most of them on the offensive glass. And Chris, how tough is that for a team like Valley, where you've battled so hard defensively, but yet Johnston has that ability to be able to get those second and third chance opportunities? It just has to wear on you.
So hard, you know, and that's the hard part, especially this time of year. You know, we said the longer they can go to start believing on both sides. Well, Johnston kind of knocked that belief out of them in the third quarter, and then everything just gets really hard, right? I mean, so many things have to go right for Valley to have good possessions, and once you lose belief in that, it gets really tough.
Jenkins. Dragons had it well covered.
I do like that. Jenica Lewis, I think, is more interested in getting assists at times than she is. She really likes to distribute that basketball.
She knows when she needs to be a scorer, when she needs to be a distributor, just what you want out of a point guard. Tigers couldn't bank in the 3. Kick ball off of Brown.
Entering the game for Valley, number 12, Avery Moon.
Ashley Brown with 12 points tonight, all courtesy of the 3-ball. Lewis spots up, you bet.
Dragon 3-pointer, number 10, Jenica Lewis.
That's uber talented stuff right there, Hunter.
And it's all been from that same spot.
Yeah.
19 points for Lewis.
That's the 3-pointer, number 3, Carrie Rose.
Carrie Rose, who is second on the team in threes, gets one to fall. Lewis, nowhere to go with the ball, but somehow scooped it over to Kolb, going up. That'll be the 14th foul on Valley here in this fourth quarter.
Avery Moon, her second personal foul, 4th team foul on the Tigers. Kelly Kolb at the line for the Dragons.
Kolb at 11 points, 8 rebounds against the Tigers in the previous meeting.
32, Paige Andernacht.
Paige Andernacht also in the game.
Obviously lose a couple really good seniors, but it'll be kind of fun to keep an eye on these young Johnston Dragons too, right? Like they have two sophomores and a freshman in that starting lineup, and it'll be fun to see how they progress.
So all the teams across the CIML thinking, man, once Jenkins leaves and Jenica Lewis still has another year, here she is again. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon 3-pointer, number 10, Jenica Lewis.
Jenica Lewis.
Silly me. I was getting, she plays like a senior.
22 points for Jenica Lewis. Open again. Why not?
Wow, I tell you.
Dragon 3-pointer, number 10, Jenica Lewis.
I think, Hunter, what you have 2 or 4 points at half, and so she's had 21 in the second half.
You're right on. Only 4 points in the first half. But now up to 25 here tonight. And you can see why here in these 4 quarters of play, especially here in the latter half, why she is gaining so much attention from colleges around the country.
Everyone, right? I mean, and you see why. It's everything, right? It's a little bit of everything. She sees the floor so well. She shoots it so well. She's a very alert defender, good rebounder, going to be a strong guard at the college level.
Moon from the elbow.
We've got the opportunity to see a lot of good young talent in this league. It's going to be fun to watch on the girls' side for many years to come.
Well, in Dowling, it's been fun to watch the Moeller sisters as well as Ava Zedeker.
Yep.
Girls basketball here in the state of Iowa, especially here in central Iowa, just continuing to grow. That'll put Valley over the limit for fouls.
There's some female athlete that I've heard of that has energized a lot of central Iowa.
Yeah, and I think we happen to be in the same town where she is from. Just a few miles from Valley High School. Dowling Catholic.
You know, they're going to go down kicking, though. They're ranked number 2, and they're gearing up for a fight, and you know they're going to be ready to play Johnston here in a couple weeks as well.
Well, it was free throws by Ari Phillips that gave Johnston the win there at Dowling. That was a game that Dowling certainly had their opportunities.
Be fun to watch, right? Like, and earlier this year, you and I had Waukee Northwest, which we were really impressed with their young team, and I feel like they have the opportunity to put a good run together.
Throwing that one up and not getting it to fall is Olivia Adams. Yeah, Romy Croat, what a fun player she is. That's another team full of young rising stars.
Good pass.
Jenkins, even though it hasn't been her night scoring-wise, she has made a couple of really nice passes.
Let's give a little shout-out to Andernock, the freshman. She's really come in and given them some nice minutes off the bench as well.
Just a lot of depth for the Dragons. Ashley Brown and the Tigers continuing to fight here with just under 2.5 minutes to go. And the Dragons up 64-35. Kaya Hood out there for the first time here tonight. Junior standing at 6'2". Getting the rebound, so Jenica Lewis, her night is in the books. And what a night it was.
What a second half, right?
At 21 points in the second half of a 25-point performance. Not just that, great assist, getting it done defensively. Get a late whistle here. That's Ari Phillips driving in, and Bailey Utoff has fouled out of the game. And Utoff is just a sophomore as well.
Like we said, let's give Valley a lot of credit. They came out and really executed their game plan and did a nice job with that tonight. Obviously, they're not going to get the win, but it's a tough year, and it's tough when they're going against the teams in this league night in and night out. You can stack up losses in a hurry and not be a bad team. And kudos to them for coming out and executing their game plan and giving themselves a chance against this uber-talented Johnston team.
Entering the game for the Dragons, number 33, Emma Gray.
Emma Gray will see her first action tonight as Ari Phillips will get a rest here for the remainder of the ball game. She was one of the more consistent Dragons in the first half and still was able to get into double digits. Fuller off the cut.
Good cut.
This will be the second and one opportunity here for Jenna Fuller on the night. Again, another young player that is just going to continue to get better and better here in the CIML.
Absolutely. Nice cut. Good pass there. Good to see him still playing hard. Both teams.
Fuller tonight with 6 points. Sydney Pullman just went off of Andernock and out of play. So the win streak will go to 45 straight for Johnston. How about this? Since 2021, Johnston will now be 95-2.
Is that good?
I'd say so.
I think that's when you're at about a 97, 98% win clip. That's you're having some good times. Good move.
Had the motion there, but just couldn't quite finish. Brown, that one rolls off. So Johnston will get the regular season sweep here against the Tigers. And hard to believe this was just a 2-point game at half. But then Johnston said enough is enough, outscoring Valley 21-6 in the third, and have not looked back since.
Well, it really started right. Jenica Lewis hit 2 threes from about 25 feet to start the second half, and they really never looked back. It kind of got her going. Seemed like it just kind of settled in their team in general, and really dominant performance for the #1 team in the state.
So the Johnston Dragons remain undefeated as they defeat the Valley Tigers here at Valley High School with a final score of 65-38. So Johnston is now 19-0 on the season, while the Tigers drop to 5-15. So we got to see one former defending state champion and the Johnston Dragons. It'll be the West Des Moines Valley boys' turn next as they host the Dragons here in the next game of our doubleheader. But for now, we'll go ahead and sign off. Chris Larson, I'm Hunter Phillips. Stay tuned for the boys' game, which will be here in a few minutes on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
DeArmond Ford Indianola, your certified Ford Model E dealer. All month long, save big on our new 2024 Ford electric vehicles. Lease a new all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning for only $345 per month. Lease the all-electric Mach-E for only $299 per month. Plus, the new Ford Power Promise. Get a home charger with your purchase. Come see our electric vehicle specialist here at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
It's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
You're watching Iowa High School basketball here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. One game down, one more to go here in this CIML doubleheader. It's the Johnston Dragons taking on the Valley Tigers. And hello, everyone. Glad to have you with us here from Bill Coldiron Fieldhouse inside of Valley High School in West Des Moines alongside my broadcast partner, Chris Larson. I'm Hunter Phillips. And so, Chris, one of the storylines for these set of games here is that you have a defending champion that is on the floor. The top-ranked Johnston girls team had a bit of a test early on against Valley, but ended up pulling away in that contest, 65-38. Now for the boys matchup, number 2 Valley, the defending state champions, going up against a Johnston team that had them on the ropes here just a few weeks ago, a game that was just decided by 1 point, and I'll tell you, it could be just as competitive here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnston, kind of an interesting team in that they have several of their losses are by 1 possession, and a few of them to teams with not as great a records, but then they've also played the good teams really tough, and that's something that I'm sure Coach Windhorst has taken notice. And anytime you play one of Courtney Henderson's teams, they're going to grind it out. They're going to play possession-by-possession basketball, and they're going to stay alive. This was a state quarterfinal matchup last year at the state tournament, and I think both these teams are kind of thinking that way, right? Maybe it's going to be a sub-state game, but Coach Henderson's trying to get his team to believe that, hey, we can go out and win against these, top-ranked teams. And Coach Windhorst is trying to get his team to gear up and say, hey, it's time for a three-peat.
And so for the Valley Tigers, you see them number 2 in the Class 4A ranking. Cedar Falls there at number 1. Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Chris, has taken a dip here a little bit. A team to keep an eye on, number 4 there, Waukee Northwest. So many new pieces entering that's that team this year, and it just seems like they're starting to click at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. Right here on this gym floor, Northwest on Saturday beat Kennedy by 30, I believe it was. So, you can look at those top teams. For me, it kind of comes down to Central Iowa versus Eastern Iowa. Who's got the better teams? That's what makes state tournaments so much fun, right? Because all these teams are having good years, but now it's kind of who's going to separate themselves and really be a championship contender.
And so when you look at the most recent set of games for both of these two, for the Johnston Dragons coming off a victory against Norwalk, the Valley Boys also on a bit of a roll here as of late. But when you talk about this Valley team, it all begins with Trevin Urich. They were celebrating the seniors before the game, and they have some dynamic guards. There's no doubt about it, but he's one of the most versatile bigs that the state has to offer.
Yeah, for my money, he's probably looking at Mr. Basketball this year. When I look, I think he's been the best player on probably the championship team, right? And the thing that's cool about Trevin is he's gotten better and better each year, right? He was a good player and part of both of these state championship teams, but he's got himself better. He's got his body in such a good spot. It all begins and ends with him, and obviously they have some very dynamic athletes and guards, but when he's playing well, they're awfully tough to beat.
And so for Johnston, this is a gritty team that really makes you work. They have two players that average double figures in scoring, and it's really Tino Day that lights things up for this Dragons team, and he's looking to put on a show here tonight.
Yeah, and like I said, they're going to play you possession by possession. They don't want to get into track meet, which is going to keep some of these games close, right? Because, both teams do a very good job at taking care of the basketball, and then they have some dynamic playmakers. It'll be interesting. For Johnston, can they make enough plays against this star-laden Valley team to keep themselves in the game? And if they're in it late, they will feel comfortable in that sort of game.
So just a few weeks ago, these two teams met again. The game was decided by one. It was 52-51. Valley held off Johnston. What will we have in store for Game 2? We'll find out here shortly, but for now we'll turn things down to our public address announcer and meet the starters for tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Valley High School in the Bill Colner Fieldhouse for tonight's boys varsity basketball game between the Dragons of Johnston High School and your Valley Tigers. Our officials for tonight's game are Chris Lynch, Will Dotson, and Tyler Brady. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For the Johnston Dragons, number 1, Tino Day. And for the Valley Tigers, number 2, Kiki Dang. For Johnston, number 2, Prestige Taylor. And for Valley, number 4, Zay Robinson. For the Dragons, number 5, Jalen Richardson. And for the Tigers, number 24, Jaden McGregory. For the Johnston Dragons, number 15, Seth Gibble. And for the Valley Tigers, number 52, Trevin Urich. And for the Dragons, number 40, Carter Loney. And for the Tigers, number 54, Marcus McGregor. Johnston's led by head coach Courtney Henderson, and the assistant coaches are Brandon Ely, Rob Schweers, and Justin Ruddy. Tigers are led by head coach BJ Windhorst, and the assistant coaches are Matt Carter, Brian Rickey, Willie Horton, and Kevin Pierce.
So act number 2 between Johnston and Valley here in a late regular season clash amongst two of the best in the CIML. Johnston having won their last 2 games, building confidence, and Valley Tigers, their last win was against Sioux City East this past weekend, and they're continuing on a really impressive streak right now. 15-2 record for the Tigers, 11-1 in CIML play. That lone loss was against Dowling here on its home court. Meanwhile, Johnston 8-7 in CIML play, 10-8 overall.
Kind of interesting here, right? Both teams came off their last win on this court, right? It's almost like one of those little classics. You have a couple days off now. This is like the championship game of that.
So Valley wins the opening tip, and away we go here for the second game of our doubleheader on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Urick pulls up from the elbow and drains the opening shot of the night.
You're going to see a lot of those things right there. Johnston does a great job taking away the initial look that Coach Windhorst wanted to get on that set play, but then Trevor Urick on the secondary look knocks down a really nice jumper.
Had 25 points, 10 rebounds against the Dragons in the last meeting.
This is what Johnston will do to you. They're going to really move that ball and work the shot clock. They'll be all right with that.
Oh, no-look pass and slamming it down is Carter Loney. Just a lot of confidence there.
Yeah.
Shown by Prestige Taylor there to get the assist. Posting up, down low, there's the strength of Marcus McGregor.
The Cincinnati Bearcat football recruit, huh?
And we were talking about this off air, that he just plays with that football mentality, just lowering the shoulder, does a lot of the dirty work, and he's not afraid to mix it up there in the low post.
Speaking of good football players.
First shot tonight from Zay Robinson, off target on the three. Dragons sped up a bit here in transition. Outside, far wing three is drilled there by Seth Gipple.
Good drive and dish right there that time by Day.
Gipple had 5 points against the Tigers last time around. Johnston with their first lead. Nowhere to go for McGregor. Jaden McGregory. He can just step on the gas, and it is hard for a defender to be able to really gain the proper position.
So just so the fans understand what you're talking about here, you know, you got a Division I basketball player in Urick. You got 3 Power 5 football players in McGregor, and Zay Robinson. And then Kiki Dang, I think, is going to be a sneaky, really good, you know, maybe Division II, but maybe a lower D1 player. He's such a good on-ball defender. But that's the kind of athleticism you're talking about out there.
A lot of stars here in this matchup, and feeling it is Gipple.
That's what it's going to take for Johnston, right? You're knocking down those threes, taking care of the basketball. Got to get some stops here.
Gipple second on the team in threes made. He's got 27 now on the year. Not there for Kiki Dang. Been a key member of the state championship teams. Here's a deep two, far side, and the Dragons draining shots left and right. This time it's Jalen Richardson, who was really the lone Dragon that gave the Tigers fits.
Strong, isn't he? Strong kid. Really moves well for his size.
And 17 points in that home contest against Valley. Dragons up by 4. McGregor pin in the corner and had nowhere to go.
Talking to a coach that has just recently played Johnston, and he told me Johnston's the most physical team he's seen in the CIML, and I think you're seeing that a little bit tonight, right? They can match Valley with their physicalness, and right now they're doing an excellent job. People had a chance for a third there.
Day along the baseline. Valley will get it back.
Yeah, I noticed that. Taylor has been struggling with his shoelace for about the last 3 or 4 possessions trying to get it tied. So finally, the refs were like, hey, let's let him tie up that shoe.
Valley has won the last 7 matchups against Johnston.
Little 1-2-2, kind of a matchup zone out of this.
Urich with the spin. Oh, just a lid around the rim there for Urich.
Tell you what, Seth Gippel's off to a nice start, knocking down a few shots, playing some really good physical defense.
Tino Day, the leading scorer for the Dragons. Gippel just off target that time, but the Dragons with a second chance opportunity.
You can really see Johnston starting to figure it out a little bit, aren't they? I mean, who knows if it's going to be enough to win this game, but they're really playing good basketball.
Now the Johnston student section getting into it here at Valley High School. And another turnover by McGregor.
Tell you what, I know this for a fact. There's a lot of 4A basketball coaches who are hoping Johnston is not assigned to their sub-state next week, because they're probably not going to be one of those top 8 seeds, but they're going to be maybe in that next group where you're like, I don't want to have to play them to go to state.
Just goes to show again, night in and night out, it is a gauntlet in the CIML.
Good cut.
Good cut, good finish. Dragons on a run. Tino Day with his first points on the night. It has been a balanced effort from the outside and inside for the Dragons.
Dragon basket, Tino Day.
Just really good execution so far.
Kiki Dang navigating. Draws a whistle.
The foul on Johnston's number 1, Tino Day. His first personal foul, second team
Jaden
foul.
Davison.
Entering the game for the Tigers, number 12, Jaden Davison.
Another one of the seniors that was honored before the game and for the first time here tonight. Urich, turnaround from inside the elbow. Robinson.
I've seen this in a few of the Valley games. Davison comes in and gives them really nice energy off the bench. Got an offensive rebound right away there.
DJ Windhorst just hoping that somebody can provide a spark here as they have gone on a scoreless drought. Pulling up, Tino Day knocks it down.
I think you can see Coach Windhorst coaching like a championship coach, right, with a team that's won a few, and he's kind of like, you know what, guys, play through it. I'm not gonna call a timeout and bail you out right now. You're gonna have to play your way out of this.
Turn the ball over again, and just that physical play, like you said, Chris, from Johnston, catching Urich off balance.
I think one of the other big things for them, Johnston has a couple big bodies that they can run at Urich. This time it's Valley going to that 1-2-2 matchup zone. Obviously got to know where Gippel is.
Gippel has had the hot hand. 0 for his last 2, but the Dragons track down the long rebound. Johnston up by 10. From the corner. Doesn't reach the iron for Richardson.
They do such a good job with their transition defense, though.
Tigers, meanwhile, still have not been able to get a three-pointer to fall. Tino Day has made the last 2 field goals for Johnston.
See how there's just no lanes to the basket, and it's really impressive so far.
Urich, boy, he had to work hard there, and he will go to the line.
Talked about that strength, right? And people might wonder, like, where does that play out in a basketball game? Like, that's a play I don't think he gets fouled on last year because he's just playing with more physicality.
Trevin Urich will be taking his talents to Cedar Falls to play for Ben Jacobson and the UNI Panthers, who are in action tonight up at the McLeod Center. We were talking about this too off air. Seth Tuttle, who's one of the all-time greats for UNI, an assistant coach, and be fun to see how he's going to be able to mold Urich into what appears to be, just from what we've been able to predict, is that he's going to be a perfect fit for not only the Panthers, but just in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Seth does such a good job with player development, right? With all the players, but especially those big guys. And so it'll be fun to watch him develop.
Gipple. Turnaround, and that doesn't fall, but the Dragons putting in the work down low.
Yeah, I tell you what, those big bodies are giving a little trouble right now. I know at the quarter break, Coach Windhorst is going to get on Valley a little bit. There's been a few too many second chance points right now. They're going to go 2-3 zone, it looks like, on the out of bounds.
Here's Richardson barreling in, and then he gets it to drop down.
Yep. Hand check there. Good call by Tyler Brady there. I was right on it. Can't put two hands on him. It might give you that arm bar, but when you put hands on him.
That foul on Nakari Cavill, the sophomore guard. Dragons just trying to send a message here early from a physicality standpoint. That was the third team foul on Johnston here in the quarter.
And Valley's had a couple games like this year, and we talk about it in their most recent game. Sioux City East, who has a fine basketball team, but probably isn't the level of talent as Valley. They were actually beating them at halftime on Saturday, and so it's really kind of interesting to see how this plays out for them. It's obviously not a trend you want to see heading into the tournament.
Well, when these two last met, going back to that fourth quarter, Valley really struggled. In fact, they only scored 2 points. Sometimes they can get into these droughts. Urick, determined, goes up and gets the lay-in.
It's a really strong basketball move. Good defense there by, we'll call him Nitish.
Sakaranti there for Johnston. He's a reserve that really can make an impact on the glass, and there we saw defensively, but Trevin Urick getting the final say on that last sequence.
I believe he's a transfer from Northwest, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of hit the high school basketball, right? All these teams have a few transfers, it feels like.
Catch and shoot, contested three, but the Dragons track it down. Final seconds here in the quarter. Active hands by Robinson, and he gets the block there on the three. Just pure athleticism there to deny the Dragons a bucket there to close out the first quarter, but Johnston still in front after one here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Chevy Red Tag event is going on now here at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa. New Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 1.9% for 60 months, plus up to $87.50 off MSRP. New Chevy and GMC HDs with 5.9% for 84 months. Get a new 2025 Trailblazer starting at $339 per month. And new Chevy and GMC electric vehicles with special rates. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hard to stop a train.
One quarter is in the books here at Valley High School, and the road team, the Johnston Dragons, with the early advantage 18-9 over Valley. Hunter Phillips, Chris Larson here with you at Bill Cold Iron Fieldhouse. Seth Gipple knocked down his first 2 threes, but has gotten cold ever since. But Johnston really setting the tone here early on, Chris.
Yeah, and just one of the things, it's just subtle that maybe people are not understanding, but they might be wondering how are you holding a team like Valley to 9 points? Well, one of the things is their transition defense is so good. They take care of the basketball, right? They take care of it. They get shots, but they get all 5 guys back, and they're in sound set defensive possession. And playing 5-on-5 basketball is the hardest thing in the whole game to do, offensively.
Really were able to pull away with some separation there for Johnston, holding Valley to a lengthy scoreless drought. Tino Day pulls up.
Driving three-pointer number 1, Tino Day.
7 out of the last 9 points for Johnston have come from their top scorer on the season, Tino Day.
Well, and one thing.
Here's McGregory, splashes it down.
Nice little slip screen there. You know, and if you're Valley, you don't want to let Johnston get too far of an advantage. They're a hard team to come back on, right? Because they value the ball and they play such a good defense that you don't want to have to make up too big of a deficit.
And they're a team that kind of similar to the Drake men's basketball team. They play with a little bit of a slower pace, and it's very much possession-oriented.
And similar in the fact, right, they want to get the ball in the point guard's hands at the end of shot clock. So, yeah, it's a great analogy. Both teams play great physical defense, too.
How about the start for Jalen Richardson? Cashing in off the turnover. But then McGregory, that's what Valley can do. They can out-hustle those in transition.
Yeah, that's what they want to get out and go a little bit more. And even after a make, that was an excellent outlet by Urich.
So both teams have their styles, so something's going to have to give. And Trevin Urich sends that one to the student section. Here's a near corner 3. It's off from Cavill. Kiki Dang.
Some really strong athletes out on the floor, isn't there? I mean, just physical basketball.
McGregory, count it.
Jaden
McGregory doing all the scoring for the Tigers here in the second quarter.
Tell you what, Jaden maybe has taken the biggest leap, I would say, from all their starters from last year to this year. You know, losing Stinson, they had to kind of fill in a little bit of that gap, and I feel like he has just raised his game to another level. He's obviously such a wonderful athlete, but it's been fun to watch him grow this year.
And again, when you talk about athleticism, he is right at the top where he's getting offers from the likes of Georgia for football. But certainly can excel on the basketball court, as we have seen here this season. Johnston's been feeling it, though. They have had the answers from 3. That's Ish Sanktaranti, the latest Dragon, to hit one home. McGregory. Urich trying to get a tie-up, but the Dragons deny the Tigers.
One more.
The extra pass leads to an open 3.
And then he goes and gets the offensive rebound. What a nice little run here for
Cavill wasn't going to be denied.
Tell you one thing, he was lucky he didn't get a technical foul right there. He turned to Valley's bench and gave. I never quite understood what that nose white sign is, but probably when you look right at the bench, he got a little lucky, and that would have been the worst thing for him right now, right? Just keep playing basketball.
Yeah, you want to keep the momentum while you have it, but you also don't want to poke the bear, so to speak.
So really nice job. I appreciate when refs do this. Chris Lynch is one of the best that we have. And he went up to the Johnston coaches. He saw the same thing that I saw, and instead of giving a technical insert, I think he just went and said, hey, coaches, take care of your guys. We're not doing any of that. And I think just a fine piece of officiating. I love when officials use that kind of judgment, and they're teachers themselves, right?
Yeah. Well, they have done a phenomenal job here this season, and here tonight, timeout was called by Valley. Johnston 29, Valley 17, and Chris, it just seems like it's really hard right now for Valley to get into any kind of a scoring run. They're able to get points here and there, but Johnston, with a combination of their defense and having so many guys contribute offensively, it's been tough here for the Tigers.
100%. And I think that just shows you, though, sometimes the defensive end can really dictate a basketball game. And that's what's happening out of all, Johnston's offense, Johnston's defense, Valley's offense, Valley's defense. The number one thing that's been successful is Johnston's defense. And they're kind of dictating the flow of the game, I would say, right now.
Eric catches the inbounds.
You can see they just make every catch hard.
Dang for three. Short. And Dragons will just let that one bounce out of play. You feel like for Valley, too, they get a little bit rushed where when they do have that one shot, then they're sped up by this Johnston defense.
I think we saw it a little bit in that first game too, right? You're coming off state titles, you got a lot of players back, and it's easy as the hunted to always have to keep taking everyone's best shot, right? And the biggest difference here is Johnston's boys are really hitting their stride as well.
Marcus McGregor, tough to contain. There's he got the teardrop to fall with the contact. That was the third team foul on Johnston here in the quarter. Valley has yet to commit a foul here in this second quarter. Five points for Marcus McGregor. The lead is 9 for Johnston. Aside from a little back and forth there in the first quarter, Dragons have had the lead, but Tigers coming up with a stop on defense. Robinson athletically to the rim, not there. McGregory, no. Third chance opportunity, and McGregory going to make a return trip to the line.
It's just tough, isn't it, right? Like, you play such good basketball, but then you just have a little bit of a letdown, and that's not good right there for Johnston. Richardson is hobbled a little bit.
Certainly hope that he is okay as McGregory is at the line. He's got 11.
Number 2, Prestige Taylor, and number 12, Caleb Bargelow.
Caleb Bargelow in for Johnston. Splitting the pair there is McGregory.
Kind of an interesting 6-7 minutes of game time here, right? This last 3 of the first half and then the first 4 of the second half are going to tell us a lot about what kind of game this is going to be.
McGregor couldn't hang on to the rebound. Fresh opportunity here for Johnston.
Timeout Dragons.
And a full timeout here is going to be called by head coach Courtney Henderson for Johnston. So we will take a break with them as well. Just over 2.5 to go until halftime. Johnston leading by 8 here at Valley on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
There you see head coach Courtney Henderson in the huddle with his Dragons, who have been able to tame things here on the road thus far, but are having to weather through a run here by Valley. Johnston will have the ball out of their timeout, leading by 8.
It sometimes can get like this in this last couple weeks of the season where teams just look like they're kind of gearing up, and it's not been maybe the most crisp game in terms of execution and energy level on a Tuesday night, getting ready for a snowstorm.
Hey, I think there'd be a little extra energy knowing that
right?
don't have to get up quite as early.
Seven on the shot clock.
From the corner, boy, multiple Dragons getting involved in the scoring. McGregory, and there on the follow is Trevin Urich.
McGregory really trying to get out and go pick up the tempo a little bit.
Just an absolute blur when he goes from one end of the floor to the next. Takeaway by the Tigers. Urich brings it up, bobbles it. The Dragons had him well covered there in transition defense.
Good pass.
Outside Day dials one up from distance and hits it.
Might have got away with a little stutter step there, but still a good pass and kick out.
First player for Johnston to reach double figures. He's got 10.
Ooh.
How about that? Pass from Robinson. That had some heat on it, but Tino Day was able to catch up to a backdoor cutting Kiki Dang to deny what could have been an easy finish. And you cannot help but be entertained with this kind of a matchup. Gregory. Urich takes it and lays it in.
Good defense. Better move.
Basket number 52, Trevin Urich.
Urich with 9 points. Lead is 10 for Johnston as we have less than a minute to go here in this first half.
You can just tell the movement for Johnston is just a little bit more crisp than it is for Valley right now.
Day looking for a screen. Straight away, misfires. What an impact.
Yep.
By Garlow here in this first half. Not only with a 3, but also getting a second chance opportunity here for the Dragons. Looking to get one final bucket here before the half, and Day is not going to be denied.
Well, we got an upset brewing, Hunter.
Johnston determined here through one half of basketball. They lead the number 2 team in Class 4A, the 2-time defending state champs, the Valley Tigers, 37-25. A lot to break down on our halftime report, which will be coming up next after these messages here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We've reached halftime here at Valley High School, and the number 2 team in the state, giving all that they've been able to handle and some, as Johnston leads Valley 37-25 after 2 quarters of basketball. Here as we welcome you back on the Central Iowa Sports Network alongside Chris Larson. I'm Hunter Phillips, and so Chris, Johnston really wasted little time to get going and really set the tone, especially in that first quarter where they outscored Valley 18-9, and just were really able to put that battle even more so in effect in the second quarter as they outscored Valley 19-16 there in the second. But in terms of 2 teams that have different styles of play, it's been Johnston that has been playing at their tempo, and a lot of guys have been able to contribute offensively and defensively.
Yeah, and what a good team effort, right? They're moving the ball. They've made extra passes on the offensive end. They've taken care of it on the offensive end. It's got to be 90% of the time they've gotten really nice looks. And, obviously you're not going to make all those, but they've run good offense. And then you've just been phenomenal. Physical on defense, getting back there. You referenced it earlier, Hunter. So much, those in Central Iowa who like to watch the Drake Bulldogs win games, a really similar formula for success to what Johnston's doing tonight.
8 different players for Johnston scored there in that first half, and it was Tino Day that led the way with 12 points, but he was able to get others involved before he took over some of the scoring there in the end of the first quarter, starting into the second. Meanwhile, for Valley, Jaden McGregory, he's been giving it his all. Trevin Urich has been making some plays, especially on the glass, has a couple of stuffs, but otherwise, Johnston's defense has really limited just what the backcourt for Valley is able to do.
Well, and I think, you look at zeros on the board for Kiki Dang and Zay Robinson, but a big difference, I would say, with Johnston and a lot of other teams that Valley sees, even in the CIML, they have multiple athletes who can match up physically against some of those guys. We're in for a heck of a second half.
It's going to take quite an effort from Valley, as Johnston right now playing some really good basketball through one half of play, leading 37-25. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll continue to get you ready for what will surely be an exciting second half between 2 of the best here in the CIML on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Save big this month on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond CDJR Ames. New Jeep Wagoneers with up to $13,000 off MSRP. Or get up to $16,000 off MSRP if you currently own a Ford. Brand new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab 4x4 starting at only $42,990. And over 20% off on new Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4s. That's right, over 20% off. Save big here at the all-new DeArmond CDJR Ames.
it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Closing in on our second half, getting underway here with Johnston leading Valley 37-25 here at halftime, and gives us an opportunity to highlight the news for West Des Moines Valley High School as they announced the hiring of a new athletics and activities director. It is Zach Sinram, who is currently the associate principal and activities director at Indian Hills Junior High. Brad Rose will be retiring in the summer. We saw him with the mop a little bit ago. He was making sure the youngsters were also knocking down some shots at half, just doing a little bit of everything. You can see him right there with the mop there on the left side of your screen. But man, what a great tenure he has had here for West Des Moines Valley High School.
You can talk about state titles, you can talk about great teams, but to me, that's what Brad Rose is all about right there. Servant. We talk about a lot in education, servant leadership, right? Like he's a couple months away from retirement, and he's worried about getting the elementary kids out there to get a few shots in, and then he's mopping up the court to make sure that that gets taken care of too. That's what being a great. It's not those big bright things that make high school athletic directors great. It's that kind of service.
So on top of that, how about this? Since 2009, he has led Tiger Athletics to 29 state team championships and was named the Athletic Director of the Year by the Iowa High School Athletic Directors Association in 2017. And still there at work, so just wanted to give him a shout out and congratulations to Mr. Sinram as well here for Valley. Meanwhile, Chris, on the basketball side of things, Courtney Henderson and his group of Dragons really had to be feeling good going into the second half, where they were able to dictate things offensively, defensively. What do you think his message is there? And for Valley, they have a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, if you're Coach Henderson, you don't want to get comfortable, right? You tell them there's a reason we're up by 12 points right now. It's because we're playing really good basketball. It's not magic. They haven't come out and really shot lights out or anything. They've just been playing really good basketball. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're Valley, same message we talked about to the Johnston girls team at half, right? If you're Coach Windhorst, it's pretty simple. You're like, hey, you guys are two-time champions, but you're getting your butt whooped out there tonight. Players play the game. Get out and go show who you are. And then first 4 minutes are going to tell us a lot.
Going back to that girls game, again, the final was Johnston 65, Valley 38. That was a 2-point game at half, but Johnston pulled away for its 45th consecutive win. Here is a deep three that's drained by Jaden McGregory.
Well, similar start, right, with that three from the left wing for McGregory.
He's got 14 points for the Tigers. Prestige Taylor. Tino Day. Gipple had back-to-back threes in the first quarter. And a nice hook shot
Very
there
nice.
for Carter Loney.
Some nice movement by Johnston. Some dummy motion up top, and it loosened up the defense a little bit.
Dang, still looking for that first basket tonight. So Loney had the first field goal in the first half for Johnston. He has the first one here in the second half. First time we've really heard the Valley student section.
They're trying to get going as well.
Dragons have pretty much silenced them. Here is Day trying to draw contact, but just strong defense underneath by Urich.
Yeah, very strong.
McGregory.
It's tricky for Valley, right? Because they want to push, they want to be aggressive, but you can't. You got to get good possessions, right? You don't want to just hoist up, force shots. You want to run good offense.
Prestige Taylor losing the handle. But will remain with Johnston. As we said back in the first half, Valley has won the last 7 meetings against Johnston, with the Dragons' last victory coming in 2022. Kiki Dang. I'm going to say that was last off of him.
He missed that one. He went off his leg, I think.
Well, Tino Day just assumed that it was going to be.
That was a miss.
Valley basketball. So Johnston get another try here to add to their lead. Good to see Jalen Richardson out there. Got a little nicked up late in the first half. Strong, look at the spin. Oh, just could not put the finishing touches on it. Gregory finds Robinson.
Man.
Can't find the bottom of the net. On the other side, 2 against 1, and the Dragons prevail.
Good extra pass that time by Taylor. Another steal.
Swiped away by Taylor. Floater is in. Timeout.
How about
this? So Valley having to call a timeout as Johnston continues to apply the pressure on Valley. It's Dragons 43, Tigers 28 on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Spirited effort by Courtney Henderson's Johnston Dragons. They have picked up where they left off from the first half here to start the second half. Valley having to call a timeout as Johnston has been able to score off of Valley turnovers. And so for Valley, still facing a deficit as they are, it's going to be hard for them not to press here. But for Johnston, don't let that record fool you again. This is a team that just knows how to play really well this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I'm not quite sure. I didn't dig into. I don't know if they had a couple key injuries or whatnot in the middle of the year. They had a little, spurt where things were not their best. But this is a really good basketball team. They were a quarterfinal team last year and gave Valley a really tough game in the quarters last year.
Urich. Loney right there, and Urich,
how about that,
goes up. Some words after.
Yeah, both teams have done a little bit of John. That might have been a little bit, I thought the ref showed good patience for Johnston in the first half. Probably equally good patience in the second half for Valley.
Urich goes to the line for the Tigers.
Urich has 11 points. That is second most on the team behind Jaden McGregory's 14. Urich completes the and one.
I like that by the senior leader, though, showing a little emotion, trying to get his guys going. Now they got to do it on the defensive end as well, though.
Have multiple point guards Johnston does that they can go with here in different offensive sets. Gipple, contested three. And it rolls in.
Dragon three-pointer number 15, Seth Gipple.
Nine points for Gipple, all from long range. And if you're Valley, who are you going to try to stop? Because seemingly everyone who has been on the floor for Johnston has scored here tonight.
but they've done a really nice job of ball movement, right? It has, there's obviously they have a couple guys who really break you down well, but a lot of their offense has been off of ball movement and player movement.
Like you said earlier, Chris, just have not seen that kind of movement from Valley here at this point tonight. Kiki Dang trying to get something going. Cavill 3. And everything is falling in the right way for the Dragons tonight.
It's one of those nights, isn't it? The ball's dropping, it's bouncing right for him.
Cavill with his second 3. McGregory short on the floater. One and done trip for the Tigers.
Well, we talked about those first 4 minutes of the second half, and so far it's been all Johnston.
Dragons will inbound it far side. A little difficulty on the handoff.
Makes it really hard to put a run together, too, when they take such good care of the basketball. Again, I don't have stats in front, but they just don't turn it over. And there's another 3.
3 different Dragons knocking down the last 3. This time, Jalen Richardson joining the 3-point parade. He's got 13. Foul here against the Dragons, who have pretty much stunned, I think, this
everybody
Valley
here,
side.
right? Gonna get a timeout for Coach Windhorst and try and gather his troops.
So second timeout called here in the quarter for the Valley Tigers. But you got to give Johnston all of the credit in the world because of how they've been able to set the tone, especially defensively. It feels like that is, and then of course the ball movement offensively. It's been the right combination for them here thus far tonight.
It's still a tried and true formula, right? Energy on the defensive end takes care of the offensive end. You come out and they were just really intent on playing good team defense and move the ball, take care of the ball. And like I said, I don't have the exact stats, but I'll bet you if we were to look it up, Johnston's in the top 5 in the state in least turnovers. And one thing that does is it sets up their defense, right? I mean, Valley's still sitting at 31 points, which obviously Johnston's got going and hitting a few shots right lately. But a lot of their offense has just been really, really good ball and player movement.
Gipple will check out here for Johnston. A little basketball that made its way to the court.
I was going to put a little bet on that when the girls were tossing those out during warm-ups. I was gonna ask you, what do you think the odds that one of those balls comes onto the court at some point tonight? So I should have.
It's not a matter of if, it was a matter of when.
Right.
Johnston.
Sorry about that. I think the other big thing for Johnston is having those 2, 6'10" guys that they can run and guard Urick with. It's just it limits him just a touch. Obviously, he hasn't a bad game, but he's having to work for everything.
It seems like Johnston has the right personnel here to really give a team like Valley some problems, and they have tonight. Dang skies up for the rebound.
Well, and you said it. You compared him to Drake. Wisconsin has played that way in the past. You and I. Now, the one thing about it is, though, sometimes you can play against really good teams and keep it. It's a good matchup. Sometimes it gets tricky, though, because sometimes maybe not quite so talented teams also can play with you because you don't really run teams out of the gym either.
Well, and a lot of their games, like we talked about early in the broadcast, have been settled by 1-2 possessions.
But it sure feels like they're hitting their stride right now. We call that a jump ball. And like I told you, I don't think they're probably going to work their way into the top 8, but everyone is going to be eyeing to make sure Johnston's not in their sub-state next Monday when the pairings come out.
Well, they have certainly made a statement here up to this point. Just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dragons up by 20 against a Valley team that has won 9 straight. and have not lost since January 4th when they played Cedar Falls there in that conference crossover in Cedar Rapids.
Coach Henderson, I'll take that one. I just complimented them on their taking care of the basketball, and then they have kind of a sloppy turnover.
But then they're able to win the ball back.
Yep.
Cavill. Urick with the block. McGregory. You just see right there the frustration. But he'll go back to the line. That's third personal foul on Tino Day, and that will put Valley in the bonus here for the remainder of the third quarter.
They've been trying to get out and attack a little bit more, I would say, this quarter. It's really hard to do against Johnston. There's not a whole lot of driving lanes there, and it's hard to, once you start forcing that kind of action, it gets really hard to play good basketball.
And it compounds, too, when Johnston, 3 trips down the floor, are able to make threes.
Right? Yeah. And 2 of them hit every part of the iron. Johnston also has so many ball handlers out on the floor.
Slamming it home once again is Carter Loney. 3 on the other side made by Valley.
Number 30,
Colton Remick. His first points on the night.
Yeah. That's exactly what Coach Henderson doesn't want, right? He doesn't want to get him going up and down, and he kind of was scolding Day a little bit there just because it was the style of play, right? It wasn't the mistake, it was the mental part of it is don't get, because he knows, Valley can go on a 6-8 run, especially these last minute 40 when they have the double bonus.
Gregory with the student section behind the basket. Makes the first 17 points for McGregory. He did not play against Johnston in the previous meeting.
Okay.
But has had a big game tonight. But otherwise, it's been a quiet one here for the Tigers thus far. Cavill, tough floater, and still gets it to hit home. He's got 8 points off the bench.
Really nice move. Good-looking sophomore.
Urick and Loney, they've had some fun battles tonight. Urick there on the follow, gets fouled.
They really have. It's been fun watching these big guys go at it tonight. Really good skill level. It's fun to, watch Urick. We've complimented him a lot and said how much we think of him, and it's been fun to have to watch him work for it a little bit as well.
Trevor Urick goes to the line for the Tigers.
What's that? Going to go small here, Johnston is, for the last minute. Probably wants to see if they can spread him out. Might see him go 2-3 zone here in the last couple possessions.
Urick completes the three-point play. He's got 15.
Little half-court trap for Valley, a 1-3-1.
The Dragons break it. Taylor for Johnston. Open for 3 and knocks it down.
Dragon three-pointer number 2, Prestige Taylor.
Just stick with man. Just have Richardson guard the big guy.
Jaden Davison will go to the line here for Valley. You can tell Prestige Taylor, normally you'd want to take that shot clock down maybe a little bit further, but he says, hey, if you're going to leave me open, too good to pass up.
They've taken advantage of their opportunities tonight, right? It's really been an impressive outing so far.
Davison misses the first. So after tonight, Valley will be at Roosevelt. And then 2 final home games against Waukee and Dubuque Senior. Tino Day. "12 points tonight. Trying to get past McGregory. McGregory gets the block. So does Urich. Back-to-back blocks by the Tigers.
Very good defense.
But Johnston, it has been all Dragons here up to this point. Up 59-41 as we go into the 4th and final quarter after this break here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Johnston in complete control over the number 2 team in Class 4A. Valley Tigers after 3 quarters of play. Dragons 59, Tigers 41. Roger Phillips along with Chris Larson. Glad to have you with us here.
Back to that 1-2-2 zone. I thought we might see this with the smaller lineup. Let's see if Valley can't use some inside-outside looks, maybe find an open 3 for one of their shooters. There's Dang.
Good look.
Yeah.
Just hasn't been his night. Taylor brings it up in the corner. Dragon 3. Made a lot of them tonight.
No doubt.
Urich from inside the free throw line. A lot of Dragons underneath.
So many good ball handlers out there.
A timeout here is going to be called by Johnston.
Timeout, Johnston.
It's funny, I've sat there as a coach before, and you know, right now we all are like, they got it in the bag. If you're Coach Courtney Henderson, he's living and dying on every second that beats off that clock.
Well, just think about this, Chris. At one point in January, this Johnston team lost 5 games in a row at Waukee Northwest, to Ankeny, Urbandale, at Dowling, and then against Valley. That was their last loss back on January 31st. In fact, they had lost 6 of 7. But boy, it's all about getting hot at the right time, and right now the Dragons really making a statement here by coming into hostile territory and pretty much handling the Tigers.
And that's what you do with adversity, right? Like, you decide which part of your season is going to be that turning point, and it looks like Johnston is playing their best basketball. I think this is going to be really interesting when we get to the middle of March and that state tournament, which I think we could see both these teams. But in particular with Valley, we might circle this date. Is this going to be their wake-up call to really propel them to say, hey, we got to get focused if we want to get that three-peat? It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I could easily look back on this date and see what kind of turning point that was for both teams. Gipple, 4 threes tonight.
They're really shooting it well.
McGregory up and under. Robinson right there. Just the first field goal for Zay Robinson here tonight. Johnson student section, a little bit of a sarcastic cheer.
Timeout Dragons.
So another timeout here is going to be called by Coach Henderson.
But it'll be really fun. I think that's all part of the fun part of the journey. And if you're Coach Windhorst over there, I just knowing what a competitor he is and what an amazing coach he is, he's watching this, and there's part of him that is like, all right, good. Let's see if we wake these guys up, and they'll have a little more spirit in practice and a little more attentive to detail that he'll demand. And he's one of the best, if not the best, in the business. And so I'm really curious to see what happens to this Valley team moving forward. And what can we say about Johnston?
Just right from the jump, they were ready to go. Kiki Dang, great effort, saving it from going out, sliding, but Johnston is there. Urich.
Gotta like the effort still by Valley, right? They're diving on the floor, they're blocking shots. You love to see it.
Multitude of blocks for Trevin Urich tonight. So following tonight's game, another road trip for Johnston. They will play at Council Bluffs Jefferson in 3 days' time, and then their last game will be at home against Waterloo East. Open on the baseline, just couldn't get the finish. Bargelo. McGregor's been limited tonight.
Gotta run good offense. Gotta attack. There you go.
Urich, couple of moves.
Second basket, number 52.
It's that one to fall.
See if they can string it. If you're Valley, you're thinking, can I get it under 10 somehow and give ourselves a little bit of a chance? In this little 1-2-2 trap.
First team foul on Valley here in the quarter.
The thing that's tricky with Johnston is they just do such a good job with their ball handling. It's hard to turn them over, even against a trapping defense.
For the Tigers, number 30, Colton Remick.
Colton Remick returns to the floor for Valley. Tino Day.
Boy. He's got a lot of game, doesn't he? He's one of those guys. He's got game.
And just a junior.
Yeah.
But boy, he is just the perfect conductor here for this offense and defense for Johnston. Seems like his presence is just everywhere.
Yeah, strong with the balls. He just never panics, right? Always seems to be under control.
$20-point lead for Johnston. 5 to go. Urich. Some frustration there afterwards as he couldn't get the finish. It's now 3 team fouls on Valley here in this fourth quarter. Gipple, why not?
15, Seth Gipple.
Man.
Once he saw that first one go in on his first attempt, he has not looked back. The basket has gotten a lot bigger for number 15 here tonight.
Good shooter, obviously. Only shooting 32% on the season, so not a crazy percentage, but sure is shooting it with confidence tonight. That is for sure.
Stay here with Valley.
John
Gregory.
the bucket by
Tell you what, these two juniors, they're both going to be excellent players coming up next year for their respective teams.
Second personal foul, second team foul of the quarter.
So we talked about how the last time Johnston defeated Valley, it was in 2022. Well, Kiki Deng was a freshman for Valley. And for Johnston, that was a really good team featuring Stephen Kramer, Trey Lewis.
Oh, yeah, Jenica's brother.
Jacob Simpson, who is now a tight end at Minnesota.
Foul on Valley's number 24, Jaden McGregory. The second personal foul, fourth team foul.
That's amazing, just over the years, just how much talent in a multitude of sports that Johnston and Valley have been able to field.
Yeah, it's really becoming evident, isn't it? I mean, they just kind of reload two such well-coached teams.
Johnston rips it away from McGregory. Day for three. Knocks it down.
Boy. Have a night, Tino Day, huh?
71 points put up by Johnston here tonight on the road. McGregory. Day.
Just always seems to be under control, doesn't he? He's just one of those guys.
Robinson gets the finish.
Number 4, Zay Robinson of the Tigers take a timeout.
Valley will take a timeout here with just over 3 minutes remaining. With the score, Johnston 71, Valley 49. So like we said, this is more than likely going to be a wake-up call here for Valley, who was on a 9-game win streak.
Yeah.
And for Johnston, like you said, if you're the teams that are looking at the brackets and you see Courtney Henderson's team there, you better be ready for 4 quarters of tough basketball.
And I've talked to you about this, Hunter, and I'm honored and appreciative to be part of this first rankings committee. And they're gonna switch it up a little bit for next year. But one of the things that makes it so fun, right now teams are playing because they're still trying to earn that seed. It's not like the old days where you get your districts in January and you kind of know your path. They know their play out on the court is dictating what kind of chance they have in the tournament, and I think that gives kids a lot more incentive to play hard every night, and it makes it a lot more fun, just the game in general.
Going up and laying it in, Jalen Richardson.
And you know, for Johnston right now, it could be the difference between not having to be in Valley or Northwest District maybe, and then having a little bit more of a favorable matchup and an opportunity.
Just excellent footwork to work around not one but 2 Tigers there for Nakari Cavill. Frederick Mahuza in as a substitution here late, again one of those seniors that was honored before the game. He'll be attending Iowa State University.
Well, you know, Valley didn't come into this game thinking, you know, they know how good Johnston was. It was a dogfight just a couple weeks ago when they played them. So I don't think it was anything that. I just think sometimes, you know, we used to say all the time, Hunter, it's not how good you are, it's how good you play. And Johnston just played a lot better tonight, right?
Just executed a lot better. Cavill with 10 points. Count at least 4 Dragons in double figures here tonight. From the line. Tough shot there for Jaden Davison. Now Coach Henderson going to be going a little bit deeper into the Dragons bench here shortly.
Entering for the Dragons, number 4,
Emery Jones, sophomore guard, and Gavin Henry, junior guard, will come in.
Big round of applause for Gipple. He really got it going tonight and kind of got him off to that good start.
They took that early 10-point lead in the first quarter, and you're just waiting for Valley to make that run that they're very much capable of, but just did not come to fruition here tonight.
Foul on the Dragons, number 24.
Johnston led 18-9 after the first quarter, led 37-25 at half. Just have not given any kind of life for Valley.
Yeah. Like you said, Valley's going to be there in the end. They've proven it a time or two before. It's going to be a good wake-up call for them, and this could be a game we see down on Wells Fargo floor here in a couple weeks, no doubt about that.
Setting up for one of many entertaining games down at the Well.
Certainly we'll see several of these CIML teams representing their conference down there.
Good look there for Taylor. Frankie Schonauer, the senior guard, getting a chance to play here late, along with Avi Taylor, who just shot that three earlier.
You can see, too, there's a little bit of, Johnston takes some pride. These guys got in here, and they play the same type of defense, right? No one wants to get beat off the dribble and down low. Ooh.
Oh, nothing but net. Gavin Henry.
There's going to be some people who wake up on a snowy day tomorrow and not believe that they're going to think that the newspapers and the Twitter sites got this score wrong.
It's not a misprint. Gavin Henry had not attempted a three this season, and he made it look like it was effortless.
Good for Gavin, huh?
Guys that work real hard in practice. I'll tell you, a good day to be a Dragon.
Right?
Johnston girls pulled away from Valley. The Johnston boys pulled away from Valley.
Ooh, coming in and kind of taking it to them in both the games. But it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Sure has been. Henry.
The bench wanted them to take one. I was going to say, if that goes in, it's just
Get that on Colton Remick. Final seconds wind down here at Valley. Statement made. Johnston Dragons tame the Valley Tigers, the number 2 team in the state, on its home court. 78-51 is our final score. Johnston moves to 11-8 on the season. Meanwhile, for Valley, their 9-game win streak comes to a close and dropped to 15-3 on the year. What a night of CIML hoops here at West Des Moines. That will do it for us. For our producer, Rachel Hawley, for my broadcast partner, Chris Larson, Hunter Phillips signing off here from Valley High School in West Des Moines, and you've been watching Iowa High School basketball here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.